Hi, today I'm excited that you are joining me again for my digital adventure. My digital adventure is going to focus on designing the collaborative story writing, and I'm going to use Padlet as a tutorial for facilitation and critical thinking, where learners are able to discuss and think about the various prompts which I will give them as an instructor. So with this, the learners are able to have an interaction and discuss amongst themselves. Now, I'll move on to my Padlet screen. Usually when you open your Padlet screen, you may have the home screen, and you can make a Padlet by clicking on make a Padlet. If you have other ones that you have viewed or you have created, you will see them here on your recents. It requires that you create an account. Usually you can use a Google account. So I have my Google account created here. So I'm able to create new Padlets and also access old ones. I'd like you to see one Padlet I recently did, which I'll use as my digital adventure. So that's the collaborative story writing. So once I click on it, it opens. Now, how do you create a Padlet? So in the first instance, you go to the Open Padlet settings. So with the Open Padlet settings here, you are able to select the title of your Padlet, and I have here collaborative story writing. There's a description here which comes at the top, at the beginning. My description says, we are writing fiction today. Over the months, we have learned about creative writing. As learners in the Writers Club, I am giving you the first paragraph to a story. Everyone in this class will have to complete the story with your own plot. You must create realistic characters and write in the third person omniscient. Ensure that you have good transition between the paragraphs. You shall have 15 minutes to do this task. Start work. So this creates a prompt that the learners will be engaged in doing something in the 15 minutes. And then now, in your settings, you can have various icons. So you can see that I've selected this writing icon. You can have different icons. You can have emojis, anything that you want to, or can even upload any image or drawing that you want. All right. Now, the appearance, the wallpaper, you can select different wallpaper that will appeal to you. If it's different wallpaper types with the gradients, if you want to custom, you can select them that appeals to you. Now, the color scheme, you can select your color scheme, you can select your fonts, you can select your font size. I like the standard font size. You can go to the layout. The format is stream. I like to stream it because I want it to follow one after the other from the top. You can create different kinds of formats. You can do a wall, you can create columns, grade table, depending on how you want it to look like. If you create sections in your Padlet, then it will be good to have them in columns so that your learners will see the various sections that you have created for them. Now, these are other settings that you may want to have a look at. So in terms of engagement, these are the things that you may moderate, you may check, and then your URL also. So this is the link to your Padlet that you can copy. Padlet creates its own URL for you, so you can just copy and then you can paste and then or share with others. Now, once you have created your title and description, which is collaborative story writing, and then the first prompt, now you can add Padlets. So when I click on this add, it gives you opportunity to incorporate text. So I can type my text here. I can also attach various media. So I can attach a link, I can upload a document or a file. I can also use the camera to take a picture. I can also search for an image online. Let me try one. So let's assume I go to image search. I'm looking for clouds. Okay, so immediately I get the clouds here. I can select any one of them. Once I select any one of them, it comes and then I'm able to use it. Then I can input my text. So this is how you introduce various Padlets. Padlet is a cloud-based digital canvas platform which was founded in 2012, and it enables users to create interactive boards, documents, and web pages for collaborative content sharing. It's often described as a digital bulletin board because it allows multiple users to post text, images, links, videos, and documents simultaneously in real time or asynchronously. So you can set the view such that those who view will be able to comment, they'll be able to add images, add other links to it. So now when you see here, plus add comments, a user could add a comment to it over here. A user can also add any smiley he or she wants, and then the comments will also come over here. Now, my first prompt. So once I click on the plus, I can input my prompts. Now, let me double click this to open it up and then edit. So this is the first one I did. In a beautiful village named Kuntokrum, there lived a little girl named Ajwa. Ajwa was known throughout the village for her bright smile and boundless energy. She loved to play outside and have fun with her friends. But there was one thing she loved even more, making her village sparkle and shine. So now I have asked them to continue this paragraph, and they are supposed to do this within 15 minutes. They they can add a comment to it. The prompt can even ask them to share what they are typing or what they are writing in the comment section in this place. Now let me scroll down. Then I go to the next. Now that you have written your stories, I would like you to read them out. Everyone should take note of the following key elements, and then we shall discuss them afterwards. Our discussions will be based on character setting, plot, conflict, and theme. So here, I picked this image from the internet. So the way I demonstrated to you, so I can go and then search for an internet image on story, and I can get various ones. I can use them. Of course, you acknowledge the source. If I want to delete, I can delete this one here. If I want to edit the text, I can edit the text, change the text. I can also do the formatting here, bold, italics, cross through. I can do other forms of text formatting here, even including numbered list and all others in here. So I can update if I've done any change to it. Okay, say update. Now you go through this. What I did was to integrate my Padlet with lots of images to make it interesting, to make it engaging. So here also, you will make a presentation of your key highlights in your assigned groups. You present to the class what you learned from this exercise. Okay, so let me change this to learned because American English uses learned instead of learned from British. Okay. All right, so I updated it. Now group presentation follows. So in this case, the learners are able to follow through and then be able to collaborate, think about what they are doing, and then have the lesson well planned and then executed. Now, this is an interesting palette I created. Here, I inserted an audio And I like this so well because I'm saying that after your first discussion among yourselves, I will briefly elaborate on the following: characters, setting, plot, conflict, and theme. So here I have integrated an audio where I am teaching or I'm explaining what these elements are. So I can play it. I did the recording on my phone and then I copied it onto the computer. Then you can go and then attach the media. So when I click on it, okay. So, all right. So after the learners have gone through this with explanation, the there's a prompt also. Each learner will submit the story written through our digital submission platform. Scan the QR code at the end of your study notes. Be sure to give your story a title and write your name underneath the title. So this um, teaches the children about writing, how to even submit manuscripts, and also digital submission through a QR code or through a digital system. So it goes on questions and discussion time. You create that so that they can also discuss or you lead a discussion. Now I have some questions here. How do the characters change or develop throughout the story? What can we learn about a character based on their decisions and interactions with others? How would the story be different if it were set in a different time or place? How does a setting contribute to the mood or atmosphere? So basically, this helps the learner to be able to interact with the content. Of course, if they are in a class, in a group, and this is meant for the writers group of a school, so they are able to discuss amongst themselves, even without the presence of the teacher. Okay, so now what I would like to do is to test it by going to Open Slideshow over here. When I click on Open Slideshow, it will present to you how it will look like if it's a slideshow. So I have this here. I can go to next. So this is how it shows, and the text and the image are presented there beautifully. Now group presentation, and this is the audio. I can click on the audio and it will start playing. Good. All right, so I can go to the next, and then these are the discussions which the class, one of the class members will facilitate. Okay, so I can go out now. So Padlet's initiative drag and drop interface requires very minimal technical expertise, and it makes it accessible to educators and students across grade levels. It's a great tool that you want to explore. If you have various breakout sessions, then you can create sections within your Padlet so that your learners will be able to move into those sections. I am excited that you could join me through this digital adventure. I would love you to explore Padlet also. It's a great tool, and as we develop digital learning, learners will be able to find it enjoyable with these tools that we use because of the advancement of technology. Thank you very much. Bye bye.